Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. My guest is Tony Mitchell, Director of Marketing for RecycLiCo. Tony, welcome back to Company Showcase.
Hey, Jim.
How are things going in the world of RecycLiCo?
Great, Jim. As we move into the summer months, when things inevitably slow down, everyone inside RecycLiCo is full steam ahead on our joint venture in Taiwan. Well, we're in the process of preparation and, have a number of long lead time items we're working on to meet our goals for next year. James Fang, the chairman of our joint venture, is continuing to push ahead and leverage his deep bench of partner relationships in advance of our Taiwan plant being operational. James is not someone who lets dust settle on anything whatsoever. He sees the projected profits on our first commercial clean spot plant and is moving everything forward as quickly as possible on his end over there. And then, on another note, Richard and the team have also been continuing their vetting of experienced and credentialed candidates for the CEO role. But it's important for our listeners to be patient, and I know that's in short supply right now, and realize that everyone on the team are super focused on bringing in the right person and not just filling a seat as quickly as possible. This, at this pivotal stage of where we're at, after all these years of development and whatnot, I can truly say that we will only seriously consider great people who can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the lithium-ion battery industry and hammer out deals. So when we are ready to announce who our new CEO is, I'm looking forward to telling our loyal and supportive listeners all about them on this podcast.
So in the meantime, what are you seeing happening in the EV industry?
Well, Jim, it's a really interesting time. Having lived through the whole .com era and all the shakeout and all those things many years ago, and the success of things that have come along and ebbed and flowed, I guess. There's a lot of things going on that I've seen patterns in, and I know there's a lot of people closely following our stock price and listening to various perspectives on the EV marketplace. So, on the one hand, we're continuing to see like a short-term shakeout of the EV industry as a whole, and it's being pretty brutal on people, other people in the industry. There's some battery recycling operations getting financial bailouts from larger companies, OEMs reconsidering their ambitious plans, on rollouts of their initial EV offerings, and even politicians taking heat for not getting charging infrastructure in place quickly enough. All of which, is grist for the rumor mill that EVs are dead. Then on the other hand, I see the aggregated price for North American black mass rising 10.11% month on month to $5,758 per ton in May. I see that 20% or 1 in 5 cars sold around the world was electric in 2023, with China and Europe leading the way. And then, the one that surprised me the most is that electric car sales in just the first quarter of 2024 has surpassed the annual total from just 4 years ago. So, when you take those facts into account, you quickly realize we're well past the point of, EVs are just glorified golf carts. They'll never take off. We're in the early years of the world's inevitable multi-decade transition from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles. And sales stats don't lie. EVs are here to stay, and you'll be seeing more of them on the road, no matter what the naysayers in the media are focused on putting out there today.
So what does that all mean for RecycLiCo today?
Well, for us and our investors, it means our prudent, lean approach to getting our first commercial joint venture operational, using the cash we have on hand, and generating real-world revenue ASAP is proven to be just what's required to weather these turbulent times and lead the way out of the storm. Sure, we could have gone the high CapEx route of a lot of our competitors and raised billions of dollars to build huge new buildings and fill them with expensive third-party, off-the-shelf discharging and grinding equipment, and duplicated their serious financial and business missteps along the way, but we knew there were a number of major unavoidable factors everyone in our industry were going to have to deal with in the short term as we grow, in the EV industry. One of them was access to battery waste feedstock. With 78% of battery waste expected to be made up of battery production scrap for 2025 and be the majority of the pool of recyclable material for many years to come, the most efficient plan, is to recover this material on site within or alongside the facility producing the scrap. After all, if you're focused on running a highly profitable battery factory, why would you ever want to let go of the valuable battery materials locked within your own scrap, only to buy it back at a multiple of its initial value? And then, another inevitable factor to keep in mind is that end-of-life EV batteries and black mass are essentially toxic waste products. So when you think about all the various countries and regions around the world waking up to this fact, in combination with the high strategic value locked within these materials, stricter regulations and restrictions on their handling and transport, as well as, import and export rules, they're really inevitable, which is another reason why having a recovery and upcycling plant within or alongside your battery production facility, makes obvious sense, as those restrictions and regulations would no longer apply. And a third major factor is that if you're offering a solution to a battery manufacturer's production scrap problem, only the most efficient and scalable recovery and upcycling process will be financially viable. Many of our competitors have been finding out during the recent shakeout that while they said they had a great battery recycling technology when the price of lithium was high, when the price for lithium dropped, they found their operations, were no longer economically feasible and had to go back to the drawing board. But, that's in essence, they put the cart before the horse. And that's why we spent many years developing and perfecting our patented technology to such a fine degree that, no wastewater goes back in the environment. We don't have to work with the highly toxic solvents or sodium sulfates found in many other hydromet operations. And we can even regenerate chemicals used during our closed-loop process that can be put back into use on the front end. All of this adds up to a highly efficient patented process that produces battery-ready materials in the fewest number of steps. And that's why, these days we're getting a lot of large testing partners coming back to us because they've done their due diligence on competing processes and are realizing RecycLiCo can deliver the highest extraction and the highest value product. After all, they don't want to run the most profitable. If they want to run the most profitable operations and produce the highest quality product possible, they know the integration of our process within existing or planned facilities is the way to go, and it's being given the attention and priority it deserves at the highest levels. So with those factors in mind, I'm excited to see our team grow. And I'm excited to see, our Taiwan joint venture become the benchmark for subsequent clean spot lithium-ion battery recycling operations around the globe.
For people who are new to RecycLiCo, where are you traded?
Jim, we're traded on the TSX venture under the ticker symbol AMY, on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol AMYZF, and on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol ID4. And you can get more information on our website at RecycLiCo.com.
Tony, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you, Jim.
My guest has been Tony Mitchell, Director of Marketing for RecycLiCo. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on June 13th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.